welcome to another Smiling Colors video, friends. Today we're painting floral bookmarks because spring is in the air. With my pencil, I've drawn out the outlines for a few flowers here, and I'm using a nice heavyweight mixed media paper. This is great for making bookmarks. For watercoloring, I'm using brush pens today, and onto a blending palette, I'm just adding some color, and I can pick the color from there with the paintbrush and paint my florals. I love this watery look from the brush pens. Using the blending palette allows you to add as much water as you want to create these light colors. If you don't have a blending palette, you can use any kind of plastic material to get the same effect. So I started by painting small buds, and then I'm changing the color and adding larger flowers. You want to disperse the color kind of equally around the whole composition. This just adds more interest. Now I'm adding some leaves. The leaves don't have to be green. I'm adding whimsical blue leaves. I actually love how delicate this looks. Always make sure that you add a few different kinds of leaves. So I added blue ones first, then I'm adding some green ones. And similarly, I like to add different color flowers as well. So I'm adding some red color flowers now, adding some berries in between. I love how all of the flowers, even though they're similar, they have their own color and kind of distinguish themselves. So at this point, I needed to reload my blending palette. I added more marker color there, and I'm just creating more flowers, and I want to fill in all of the white space. And this is the way I do it. I just keep adding more leaves, and every time I pick up a new color of leaves, I make sure to spread it all around. I add a little bit on the top, a little bit on the side, and just distribute it all around the page. I'm adding purple leaves here. This is just my methodology. When I'm running out of color, I just keep adding more color, mixing it to create in between shades, and then adding more small dots or small leaves to the areas in between. At the end, I just pick up some of the darker color, dilute it very lightly, and then I add on top of all of the flowers to add more details. So you can see, like on the leaves, I have two greens. I have a lighter green underneath and a darker green on top. Again, for the flowers, I have darker centers and a little bit of more color on top of each petal. In the middle, if there's any white space, I just pick up any of the leftover colors and I add small tiny dots here and there till there's no blatant large space visible. You want it to be colorful all around and equally. Honestly, there's no right or wrong way to paint florals. This is just the way that I enjoy painting them, and for me, adding more colors, like mixing up anything that's left over on the palette and adding even just tiny dots of it scattered around the paper, just adds more interest and drama to the finished product. I love that I have so many different variations in the colors, so many different details, and I also like that I just add these small dots. This is something that I found very relaxing, and I make sure that there are no evident big or large white spaces. These small dots kind of act like confetti or like filler flowers. They just add a little bit of color, but they don't draw your attention towards it, and it's a great way to just finish off your floral composition. And here's a close-up of how my floral painting turned out. I love that I was able to use my brush pens to get this watery look, and this is actually one of my favorite floral paintings. So using a paper trimmer now, I'm just going to trim down the floral painting to make bookmarks. So I'm trimming at 2.5 inches to make 3 bookmarks of equal size. And I love how when you trim it, you have these half flowers, half leaves. It just makes it look so unique. I love this method of painting a larger painting and trimming it into smaller bookmarks. And I hope you enjoyed painting it along with me today, friends. I'll leave a link in the description box for my tutorial, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Happy crafting!